There's no one. I think they're waiting on.
Hey guys, this is Donnie, Standing Goats Rescue. I've got, I'm with Connor and Kim. We got them with us today. We are at the Marianna, Florida, at the Marianna Caverns. It's a state park, and we're gonna take a walk around here, and we're gonna do the cavern tour in a little while. But we're gonna just show you what's going on around here. It's a really nice area. It's beautiful out here, even though Hurricane Michael made a wreck of the scenery. Everything's growing back, and it's got the good smells, and it's starting to look better. But stand by, and we'll show you what this is all about.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's Bigfoot Anon here with the Standing Goats Rescue at the Florida State Caverns Park, the only guided cavern tour in the state. We have these guys to thank, the CCC, the Civilian Corporation Corps. And these guys, the Gopher Gang, are some small guys that dug through the caves and actually took a pickaxe and cleared more area. And look at this guy, he's a little smaller than the normal average folk. I wonder if maybe they were elves or small people. But I have to give it to these guys, because even at full length in there, it's still a little bit claustrophobic. So imagine with no light, no nothing. These guys are the true pioneers of the Panhandle, and their shadows and voices still lurk today. There have been tons of after night tourism after here at this park. People have picked up EVPs, voices after dark in the caverns, and strange shadow figures. And I actually talked to the guy that got the evidence, and man, he is a credible person. He's been in about 27 of the other caves here in the park, and one, I'm pretty sure it was named Allen's Cave, where sadly he went down and he never came back, and they named it after him. But guys, we're looking forward to the tour. It is going to be so exciting. Thank you, Gopher Gang. Everybody check it out when you're in the Panhandle too, because this is paradise, guys. This is why I came to Florida, and I think this place magnetized me from the start. I've always been lured to caverns and strange anomalies, and everybody says, oh, there's no caves in Florida. Well guys, we're about to see. I'm very excited.
Yeah, this area is littered with caves, all out in the woods around here. The property where I had my encounter is not far from this exact location at all. It's just a few miles away, and there are caves on that property as well. That is an amazing statue. And I guess is it bronze? Oh yeah, it's bronze or copper. It's got green, a little bit of oxidation on it right there. That is amazing. Look at the detail.
Courtesy of the donations raised by Fanny Hutchison in Alpha, that's where I represent, whose husband served in the CCC, 1937 and 1939. That is incredible. That
Wow.
just shows that the people we even cross paths with here, they're descendants of people that have done stuff. We've all done stuff. We're all connected, and that's what's special.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we're fixing to head down and go check out some other spots. I guess we run Kim off. So bear with us.
Well, I appreciate
hey guys, this is the gift shop
He'll give it back when it's time, you know?
for the Florida Caverns State Park.
Oh, yes, please.
There's some stones, rose quartz and amethyst. Beautiful.
Oh, yes, just one for me.
Titanium Aurora. Oh wow. Wow, look at that.
The 9 o'clock one. Yeah, starting.
That is beautiful. And I hope you guys can see that, how bright purple that is. Wow. Look at that. That is so pretty.
This is my favorite shirt that's right here.
I didn't even see that one. Social distancing.
Of course, you
know,
know, I'm not all for, you know, I respect social distancing, but of course this is trying to play on the current times a little bit.
Champion avoiding contact since 10,000 BC.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny one.
That is awesome.
And I love this one too, stalagmite.
Yeah, and
you might
stalactite.
trip on it, and you have stalactite.
Yep, absolutely.
This guy's kind of like a Sasquatch too. The caveman. I think they may have heard your story, Donnie.
I wouldn't doubt it. That is so awesome. And this is in the gift shop. Guys, if y'all end up paying this place a visit, they have a lot of really neat things. The stones over there are beautiful.
They truly are. I bought a bunch already. This book is
Weird
so
Florida.
Cool. They make them for a bunch of different states. Incredible stuff. A lot of my friends in New Jersey have theirs. They have an Ohio one too.
Wow, that is awesome.
Cool.
There's our boonie hats.
Yes.
When it David Crockett.
The first actual
Glowstones.
cavern I've ever been in was called Squire Boone's Cavern, and it was Daniel Boone's brother, Squire, was actually buried down there.
Wow.
It was really cool. It was in
That is cool.
Yeah, I actually bought a couple of these magnets to test for meteorites and other magnetic rocks because they're really high powered.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm looking. If there was a goat in there, Kim would be up at the register with it. There's some little turtles. They're made out of shells.
And you can paint them yourself.
Do it yourself, bobble friends. That is awesome. There's some more bobble friends. I don't see a goat on there, but there might be one. Kim would be all over it if there is. What is that? He's striped.
Yeah,
there's a
that's
cow.
a Tasmanian tiger or something. That could pass as a pink goat, at least for me.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Really neat. Really neat. There's the treasure maps. Yeah, they got it all. This is a child's dream. As there's the photographs of what's in the cave. Some of what's in the cave. I'm getting the reflection of the light. Sorry about that. But we're going to show you these areas here in just a little while. We'll be going down inside the caves. And there's some fool's gold, iron pyrite. There's shark's oh, them are real shark's teeth.
There's a bunch of shark teeth in the cave too. At least 8 of them that me and Ninja Ronnie have found.
Wow, amethyst points. That is so pretty. There's a bunch of shark's teeth. And there's more amethyst points.
Here's some more fun stuff right here. Some large bear claws, arrowheads.
Oh wow.
Some cool postcards.
We don't. The only bunnies we have are.
Is that one that's not on the, okay.
Are those real arrowheads?
No, they just carved them, but it is pretty cool still.
It is. Bear claw, small bear claw. Arrowhead keychains, that's neat. There's some old pencils. There's a real pencil. It's got lead in it too. That is awesome. Florida Caverns State Park. If any of you get the opportunity to come over here, it's definitely worth the visit. I'm not big into the gift shops like this, but this is really a fascinating shop. I do like this. Wow.
Oh, we gotta be out there.
All right, folks, we are going to head over to the cave, and we're going to start our tour. So we'll be with you in just a second.
I remember, yeah, it does that for me too.
All right, we're in the museum section of Marianna State Park. We're going to do a quick circle and show you guys a brief look at what everything is in here.
Yeah, it shows the wide variety. Alluvial stream, spring run stream, floodplain swamp, floodplain forest, aquatic cave, terrestrial cave, upland mixed forest, upland hard forest, and multiple bluffs. And that just shows how wide range and variety this just region is. Of course they filmed movies here, and there's strange mysteries, because look at it, it's such a wide variety, you don't even have to go to other states, you get it all right here.
Absolutely. This is awesome. There's flowers. I love flowers.
Morning glory, I love those.
Yeah, we got them at the house in the yard.
The ancient people used to eat morning glory seeds. About 200 seeds will take you to the other side. Here's a wasp. Hey buddy, you wanna go outside? He's in paradise in here anyway.
You cooling off?
Yeah.
Big river wasp got trapped in here. Florida Cavern Tour Guide. Here's where you can watch the videos. This is a topography map. It's actually 3-dimensional. That is neat.
That is incredible. It's very cool to see it in front of your eyes, and then we'll walk these same trails and find the boat ramp and the blue hole and everything.
Yeah. And there's the area. That's where we're at right now.
Right here, some awesome fossils, just remnants.
Oh, wow. Big old turtle skull. And that big old hornet pad.
Oh yeah. That's what Kim was just saying. Back in 2010, she was helping with the Boy Scouts and cleaning up the area, and they were all attacked by yellow jackets. And luckily, Kim's magic potion, the perfect tincture of tobacco and a little bit of saliva, definitely did the job. It basically does the same trick as
absolutely.
baking soda. Look at that thing. It looks like a face, that fossilized coral. What if that is a fossilized elf? A little small.
You know what I think that is a piece of ancient wood. You get
wood.
Yeah, you could actually see what would be the rings. It looks just like an old log when it dies and it starts breaking in little chunks, like charcoal looking chunks. That's what that
looks just like.
Reminds me of. You can see the little lines in it.
Stalactite?
There's a fossil shell in that piece of limestone there, and there's wow, that's an awesome. Those are awesome. A lot of fossils. Fossils are everywhere in the panhandle of Florida. Anytime you find limestone, if you look around, you'll find fossils. And the last outing Connor and I did, we found them right there on the trail where we was walking. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks incredible. Cool. And that would take, hundreds and millions of years, because they say it takes, I think just like a centimeter is 1,000,000 years. So imagine the history that it took to create that.
People vandalizing them and tearing them up. Look at that. That is awesome.
And then once our human oils touch them too, they stop growing. There's actually one.
Oh yeah, there's a
in there.
Cool fossil right there. That's sort of like what Connor and I found over at the other cave. You can see all the just hundreds of little fossils of shells in that. But that's limestone. It's everywhere out here.
Yeah, that's where it gets
There's
really crazy, the ancient stuff.
The model of a bat, and there is a bat.
It's very cool how there's multiple
one.
different type of bats. The gray bat, the southeastern bat, the eastern pipistrelle bat, the beneficial bat. They're all good for nature, guys.
That is so cool. Very educational. And this is just a model of the cave. The ones hanging from the ceiling, those are your stalactites, T for top. The ones on the bottom are stalagmites. And it's just the calcite formations from the water running through the rock for so many years. This is a lot of really awesome history here. Oh, Cracker homesteads.
They're just native people. That's what they say. Right off the Trail of Tears,
There's Uncle Joe.
My mother, she's Cherokee.
That is too cool. He's got a little fish. They got their fire. There's Mama nursing baby. And there's Grandma. Looks like she's grinding corn. There's Raccoon they're going to be eating.
I think you're onto something.
There's a the little boy learning, practicing his spear. They even got little birds on the tree right here, little tiny birds. That is awesome. That is an awesome, what do they call that, a diorama, I think?
100%. That's what I
Yeah,
think too.
a shelter cave. It's the name of that model. The chateau, I guess it's called.
They hunted, they fished. That's what they did.
Wow, that's some old pottery, remnants of old pottery.
And Mama said, we got enough bears around here.
Bears, gator, pig, they have enough to eat.
That is really awesome. This is a grinding mill where they would
At midnight.
grind corn and oats and just all different types of seeds to make their breads and their meals. There's some huge spearheads, huh? Wow, look at that. Guys, these are real, but this is the type thing that if you'll check out Connor, if you're not already part of his channel, it's Bigfoot Anon on YouTube. But he does a lot of artifact hunting on the rivers and creeks of Northwest Florida, and he finds a lot of things similar to that, a lot of airheads.
It's definitely my goal to find something that big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found something about the size of my palm, and then I recently found some pottery.
It's 9:25. We're gonna have to head out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he found a really big arrowhead just a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, within 10 days. And Kim and I were just discussing how the Native Americans very well could be some of these ancient ones that are seen out in the woods and down in the caves. There's definitely a connection. So of course, we're just going into the history in the caves, but this links up with shadow creatures and Sasquatch a lot closer than many people.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we're gonna run down to the cave and we'll be right back with you.
Honeybee to say hello.
All right, guys, we are with the tour guide and we are headed down. Some of the cave is inaccessible due to flooding from the recent tropical storm Fred. And so she has taken us down to the back entrance. We cannot go into the front entrance or we'll be swimming. So we will be there in a minute. All right, we are going down into this entrance.
The last one's in. Shut the door. So the dragon will get out. Nope, he's not here. It was right here yesterday.
No, I haven't. I got it in the cat.
Get him.
All right.
And please be careful. We're going down and then to the left. We'll make a sharp left. Please be careful. And of course we ask not to touch, but in case you need to brace yourself up against this wall versus falling, please, you are more important than anything in the cave. Please be careful. We don't want anyone hurt.
Well, how many people have hit their heads?
So many, and I'm not kidding, that they've warned us that if many more people get injured, we'll all have to wear helmets in the cave.
Yeah, the hard hat. I was thinking. The hard hat.
And I'm serious. And this is our side door entrance.
Wow.
Normally we don't come in this way, but this also gives you the opportunity to see. This area here is when I'm last one, shut the door. So the dragon won't get out. And this area is where the Native Americans would actually come in. That was a natural opening. And they would come in here to hide, to get away from bad weather, bad animals and to get away from their mother-in-law. Sorry. But also, if you haven't known, we now offer VIP flashlight tours, 6 till 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And there you can do reservations, and we call them flashlight tours. All the lights in the cave are off. Everyone has a flashlight either they bring, or in certain packages you can have the flashlight and a t-shirt that says what's done in the cave stays in the cave. We literally go like all down here. There are about 3 or 4 rooms. We go in all the private rooms in the cave at night.
Go in there.
And that's pretty cool. Sometimes this also does get flooded as well. But this is where they actually stay. Now, on my tour, like every tour guide is different. This first part on this side door entrance, I first like to introduce everyone to my gargoyle. Okay, some say it's a bulldog, but I call my gargoyle, well, his name, and I have to pronounce it right or he'll get upset. Sir Richard Burton, okay? Sir Richard Burton is my gargoyle on my tour, and he's standing here making sure the dragon doesn't take hostages. So please be careful as we continue, and we'll go to the
Chocolate
right.
ice cream.
Please watch your head. And
Yeah, I got to do one of the flashlight tours right after Hurricane Michael because there was no electricity down here. So that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Flashlight one. And it's a really rare opportunity. Only special VIP and then Boy Scouts get to do it. But we'll definitely have to come one evening and do it too because it's
Definitely.
a whole new place when this whole place is black and dark out.
Yeah, this is so pretty.
Years
Wow.
for 1 cubic inch of that to grow. So that is
The roof
a good
is
way to estimate
covered
how
in
big they
stalactites.
are. Every inch is 100 years.
Oh, gosh.
Now,
She said every
this
inch of
area,
growth on
let me
these
see
takes
if it's
100
flooded.
years.
If you guys want to walk through, I'll see if the wedding room is accessible.
Look at this. Wow. This is so pretty.
You might not want to get your feet wet, but this area in front of, to my right, that is called the Forbidden Passage. And it is also through that passage that during those tours at night, we go in all of those rooms.
Oh, wow.
This area connects to that area, the Native Americans I just showed you. There's rooms back there, and then it leads to this.
I bet that's cold water.
And this room over here is our main wedding room.
Okay, we're going to the wedding room now.
I'm soggy. It don't matter. There's a hole down here.
I found the hole. What's happening, normally we would have entered that area, but as you can see, the waters have joined. And that is called the basement of the cave. And it has flooded. And the basement is at 60 feet below the surface, and the aquifer is backing up that water, and it might keep rising for the next 3 to 4 days. And so that room over there is, again, the basement, the transitional room, and there's like a pond area, and now it is connected. Hopefully it won't get too much higher, but yesterday we could enter in that area. And so then some days it will actually even come up in here. This is our most popular room, and it's called the wedding room. And
This is
they
so
call
pretty.
it the wedding room because
Wow.
this white calcited tower is said to resemble a wedding cake. And we actually performed weddings in this room. We do 2 to 3 a year, and up here is where the minister would stand, and I always say the bride and her caveman, right there. And
I'm sorry.
because we call it the wedding room, On the sides, we say these are draperies. They're actually flow stones. They have grown at an angle, like if you washed your hands in a sink, lifting your elbows, water going down to your armpit. That's how these guys grow. Some also say they look like angel wings, bat wings, pig ears, bacon slabs. And I've even heard Doritos. It's your imagination. And behind this big calcited wedding cake, this is also flow stone, and it flows at a straight line down, and they mimic pipe organs. So for your wedding, we perform music, but we only do hard rock.
Nicely done. Nicely
All
done.
right. Now, also,
Beautiful.
something that is
Sorry.
not seen very often. There is a crustacean up here,
Sorry.
and it kind of looks like a lobster.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It does look like a
Oh, wow.
lobster. That is
Certainly
pretty
is.
cool.
Look at that.
That's a big giant shrimp.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys can see
And-
that, who's watching this, but that is a fossil of
Okay,
some
Miss
type.
Honeybee, you're getting pictured.
Okay.
Definitely looks like a lobster. Absolutely.
And back
Beautiful.
here, I call this, that I call either a shark, you know, it looks like a miniature shark, and that's water if you imagine. And we do a ghost story in the cave. So we also call this the World War I veteran's hand from the grave,
This is part of your dragon.
reaching
right
for
now.
his peanut butter.
See, this is your dragon right here. If you look at
Okay.
it.
There's even fossils right there in the top section.
Yes.
Beautiful.
But this is the dragon. Look.
Wow.
The eyes, the horn.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Kind of reminds me of the dragon's
There's
eye.
fossils all in the ceiling
Way
here.
back here, there is, it looks like a dome.
It's pretty. Yeah, we gotta bring our daughter here.
See that tumbling too. Pretty neat.
Part you just left over there, that's the part that's flooded out?
Yes,
You put
that's
this room?
one of the parts. Absolutely. That would be the basement of the cave, we call that.
The bottom?
Yes, and the transitional room are flooding.
Okay, interesting.
And yesterday we could walk through there.
Huh.
Okay. And again, we do 2 to 3 weddings a year. And just about a month ago, instead of this being called the wedding cake, we did a surprise birthday party for an 11-year-old. So instead of wedding cake, it was the birthday cake. And then they were in that flashlight tour with all the lights out, and those kids had a great.
That is so pretty. Look at that.
So carefully,
Wow.
as we continue, we're gonna turn around and go back in the room that we.
If you look down there, the water's glowing blue right there and right back there. It's got a blue glow to it. Wow.
These little guys,
Beautiful.
they mimic
Beautiful.
straws. They're literally called straws in that formation. They're hollow, and it takes 100 years for a cubic inch of that to grow. If not disturbed, and it widens, it seals on the bottom like this one now, and we now call that a stalactite. A good way to remember the stalactite is tight to the ceiling. As water flows over the stalactite, landing on the base or ground. All of these are on the ground surface. This used to be a completed floor. They chiseled it out for us to have a walking tour. But all of these little guys that are growing from the ground up are stalagmites. A good way to remember, stalagmite with the G is on the ground. You might trip on it. And the stalactites tight to the ceiling. And because this is the waiting room, I call it kind of romantic, not too mushy. But this is how our love story begins. The stalactite went on Tinder, swiped right, met a stalagmite. They met and got married in the waiting room. And now they've been honeymooning for tens of thousands of years. And in the next area, we're going to see what happens to a happily married couple after 40 or 50 thousands of years. Tune in again to the next episode of Life, Love, and Mystery. history in a cave with a crazy tour guide.
Look down there at the
Yes.
water. The water's glowing blue. Below there.
I saw that one of the rooms has a blue light over in the back over there.
Cave is romantic.
Wow,
And it's
look at
trying
that.
to turn you
Super
into
cool.
a stalagmite. So you
I think we hit the
might be
jackpot
married
with
to
our tour guide too. This is perfect
yeah.
energy.
Yeah, our tour guide is full of energy. It's so pretty. Yeah, I'm about to find me a piece of property that has one of these on it.
These look like a bunch of teeth stacked up, don't they?
Oh, they do. Teeth and bones.
Yo, it's really scary.
Yeah, that is
Do you have a lot?
very, very pretty.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Standing room only.
Yeah, little snug.
Do you have a lot, Sam?
Of course.
There are so many of them down there too, guys. Look at that. Beautiful.
Pretty much anywhere you look, you can make a discovery of a shark tooth or a fossil that may have never been seen
Wow,
before.
that's a shame somebody broke that one.
All those pigtails that are over there on that one, if you take the back of your flashlight and just run it along, it makes a really cool noise, and it doesn't damage anything.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know if every guide does that, which I know that answer. I know most of them don't.
Look at that. Wow. That is beautiful. We are in. Where'd she go? This way?
This is where it gets good, when we all get separated in the cave.
Oh, yeah. It goes way back in there, guys. It continues. We can't see the end of it. It cuts back to the right.
Right down here was where they filmed Cobra Gator and Sharkensaw Women's Prison Massacre.
Wow. And yes, we are getting wet. It's dripping from the ceiling on us.
They would hang lanterns in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And they thought the reflection on those bowls meant more light. And that's why they put them in the ceiling.
I just thought it was part
Yes.
of the lights that are the chandelier.
It's a bowl. Yeah. All right, now
Wow.
in this room, this is where I go do a little more of our American history in this cave. Again, it was 1938 when the work began in this cave. But that work led from directly the Great Depression, 1929, the stock market crash led to a presidential election of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. March of 1933, he was elected president. He founded the New Deal, and that was the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, a program where young men, predominantly 17 to 25, did hard manual labor throughout the entire country. That's how a lot of our state parks were developed. Here, the work began in 38. Now, as I mentioned earlier to you, Kim Kardashian and the Bats, that's our generation. Well, their generation, it was a different time, and those kids liked Walt Disney. Not Land of World, but the movies. 1938, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs won an Oscar. So that was very popular to the kids, and when they came in here, they were thinking of what was popular, like all kids do. They saw this little guy right here, and they said, ooh, that looks like a duck, leaning on a log with a helmet on in a cave. They literally named this the Donald Duck Room, because that is what was popular to those kids. Now, when grown-ups get involved, after they named this the Donald Duck Room, they came in with a whole new name. They saw these fracturings right over here. They gave the room the name the Fracture Room. Hey, Mr. Lou.
I had to do that.
However crazy this tour goes, he taught me, okay? He was my teacher, and I'm serious.
Now, if it's a good one, that was the truth. If it's a bad one, that was a lie.
Uh-oh.
I like
Now,
your shirt. Social
thank you,
distancing
sir.
chant. Yes, sir.
when they saw this, those people who study formations in caves, they're speleontologists. They came up with the new room, the Fracture Room. That was the name. I like Donald Duck better. But scientifically, the reason this is fractured, all of these are literally attached to the cave's wall, directly to the floor. Underneath us is that aquifer that you are witnessing. It's flooding the cave. Water is the strongest force on Earth. Sometimes it moves fast underneath and it shifts the cave's flooring, causing these to fracture that are directly attached. And this big couple standing in the back, you can literally see in the center, they were fractured, but they've mended back together. How did they get their marriage back on track? Well, remember in the last one when I said the stalactite went on Tinder swipe right, remember the stalagmite, they were married for tens of thousands of years. Now they're kind of grumbling a little bit, but they'll be okay. You know, I call it the mother-in-law stage of their marriage. They're going to get together like these did, work out their differences, keep everybody from touching them, and they can grow back together every 100 years, another cubic inch of growth. That is how these guys can grow back together. Now, if you also look over here, none of these couples really are making up the breakup a lot like over here, but look, they're not directly attached to the cave's floor as these are. You're going to see three main colors on our tour. This white is calcite or calcium, coming through the limestone from the seashells and bone fragments in that limestone. This color right about here, I call it, what could that be? Dirty chocolate pudding. What else could it be? That is manganese coming through the soil. We're going to see that again in another room. Please remember that. Straight ahead, this rust is iron coming through from the clay deposits. And also, again, pay attention to our floor. This is not a natural pattern. The floor originally was up higher. As the stalagmites grow from the ground up, those young men chiseled all of this out like Snow White's 7 dwarfs. That's why I bring up that analogy. They work with pickaxes, wheelbarrows, 10-gallon buckets, earning $1 a day. And at the end of 30, they only pocketed $5. 25 went to feed their parents because it was the Depression. And so we'll remember that all through the tour. But after they excavated this area, they coated the floor with cement. And as we go toward the next area, you can see that through that cement there has been erosions. And we're going to learn what that is in the next room. Please be careful and watch your head as we go to our next room. And the next room is called the South American room. So bien aquí, follow me to South America. And please be careful. Well, not today. By us going underground, they're not asking for today. But notice also on the sides of the cave's walls, I call this the walls of support. This is an original floor because the stalagmites grow from the ground up. Yeah. And as we continue, also notice right here is like a time warp. This is the work by the young men with no power tools. This is decades later, following probably Hurricane Michael when they added support. These were done with power tools. Look at the different sizes of the same stone. And on the sides of the cavern wall, you'll also see camouflage, cement, and it's hiding the new wiring because they rewired the entire cave after Hurricane Michael
caused a bunch of damage in here. That's what she's referring to. That brown line is the electric wire.
Position. And as we exit the plane, landing in South America, please stay to the right of the plane because there are puddles of water on the left side. Please be careful.
She's earning a tip for sure from me.
She's good.
All right. Now,
Honeybee certified.
but look at that big old cricket.
Wow.
Okay, up there where my light is. That is not Jimmy the cricket. That is James the cricket that ate Milwaukee.
That's a big cricket.
That's a mole cricket.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Please be careful.
Get the kids.
And there's a mole cricket.
Oh, that's a hot one.
60 feet. That was the basement.
Come on.
And we're going to know.
I'm getting wet.
Because as we go down the stairs,
Wow, look at that.
the lesson is play. But yesterday we could go in.
Wow.
This is the South American room. It is the largest room on the tour. And this room got its name because some of those people who helped train the CCC were some Native American groups, some African American groups, and mainly World War I vets. And many of those World War I vets, having traveled all over the world, they came up here at this feature. And they said this pool of water that is actually called a brimstone pool looks like the continent of South America. And that is how the room got its name. This pool of water, a brimstone pool, develops as drops of water come through the limestone with the minerals. They float atop that water. Every drop pushes the minerals to the edge or rim. They harden like stair steps into a particular pattern, and these, we're told, have patterned into a form like South America. And I've had many tours from Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil say it does look like the continent of South America. And this is where I encourage you all to look at it, to love it, and take your time paying for it. All right. And carefully, please, be careful after you have been in South America.
Wow. First time I've ever seen that. Wow.
See, we ain't even got to get a passport to go here.
Yeah.
And there's the South America shaped pool.
The water's so clear it doesn't even look like it's there.
Oh, that is so pretty. I'd love to go back up in there.
I want to get back up that way, but you can't.
You can see the cracks right there, but that's shifted too.
Now, everyone is.
Wow, look at that, how pretty that is.
This area of the cave is actually where, especially when I have young kids in a group, and I'm going to tell you this in case you might want to bring your grands one day or children. In this part of the tour, I remind all the people that all of this used to be under the ocean. Florida was once under a warm, shallow ocean, making it a karst topography, K-A-R-S-T. As a direct result of that, the waters, the ocean, literally is the main architect of our cave. Water did all this work. Now, this is also how Honeybee got the nickname the Bad Babysitter. Because normally, like any other old tour guide, I could just point the things
got bats
and keep on going.
flying around.
But I like to make you work for it, okay? I'm not going to give you a wham bam, thank you ma'am tour. This is where I'll share with you that there's something in this room that used to swim in the ocean or left something in the room. And because of that, I would normally encourage all our students to sing Baby Shark. Okay, but sing it also in the car on the way home and call your nanas in the middle of the night and sing Baby Shark. Now, why would I do that in the cave? Well, to drive y'all crazy, but also because there's a shark's tooth right there in the ceiling. And for our students, a shark has 10,000 teeth in its lifetime. That shark was probably swimming around eating lunch, and it didn't have on Fixodent, okay? And it lost a tooth and fell in the sand and it was hidden. How did it get revealed? Well, as you also see, there are formations that look like domes or circles. Those are called solution domes. As the waters were cascading through this area, carving out the cave, it removed the sand and revealed that shark's tooth. Woohoo! Isn't that cool?
Yes, it is.
So sing Baby Shark forever!
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do.
Baby shark, da 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 da. Baby shark, da 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 da. Baby shark. Guess what else is cool? So far, no parent has pushed me over the cliff yet for bringing up Baby Shark. But I'm not gonna push you. I'm gonna move away from the edge. Now, also remember when I mentioned about the floor and erosion was occurring, and as you see right here, there is some erosion that is literally going all the way through this room. That erosion is predominantly because of this right there, water. Carbonated water. As the trees and plants that died gave off 100% of their carbonic gases and acids, that water, it takes 2 weeks for the average rain to get through that limestone. As it comes through, it slowly picks those up, becoming carbonated, and that carbonated water is literally what is eating its way through the cave. Now, on my tour, y'all are in so much trouble. You know, I forgot to ask too, do you have your wheels rolling? Okay, because we're not done. But This is the part of the tour where I also let you know my tour is like Vegas, baby. What's said in the cave stays in the cave. So your parents are going to remember the answer to this question. And it's about carbonated water. Do you drink gin and tonic? Good answer in front of the parents. Or soda. If any of you drink soda pop, read on the back of that can of soda. The first ingredient is going to be the strongest. It's going to be carbonated water. That carbonated water in your soda and his gin and tonic is the same carbonated water that is literally eating its way through the cave, but with one difference. What we consume is 150% stronger than that carbonated water that is literally eating its way through the cave. And if you doubt me, I don't know why you would, because you're trusting a stranger to take you through a cave, and y'all don't know how to get out of here. But if you're still doubting me, go on YouTube and look at Coca-Cola being poured over a rusted battery cable, and imagine what it's doing on the inside of you. Yep. Yes. Okay.
I didn't like this part of the tour.
Felt personally.
Yes. All right, now this is the part of the tour where first I thank the parents who didn't throw me over the cliff when I brought up Baby Shark, but this is the part where the young people might gather me like Gulliver and throw me over the cliff, maybe because this is where if it's okay with everyone, I like to show you what total.
There's a cave that goes underneath right in there.
No, I haven't seen the bat since it was flying. Did you see that one?
When those young men were okay,
They keep coming from that area. That's why I was asking.
Wow.
Yeah, there's,
kerosene lamps, no electricity, and no
I've seen 3 or 4 of them. Yeah.
So, is everybody
they're
okay
initiating
with me
from
turning the
here.
lights out? Yes. Okay?
Yes.
For a few seconds. All right, now, or if anyone wants to volunteer. Okay. I always ask someone else to do it so if they get mad when the lights are off, they won't get mad at me. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right, now I have this on for safety. When I turn this light out, you can't see your hand in front of you. And those who do have sails or lights, just cover them a few seconds. 1, 2, and 3. You can't see your hand in front of you. Now, remembering that those kids were from 1938 to 42, hard labor, earning only $1 a day and only keeping 5 at the end of 30, giving 25 to feed their parents. What could be worse than all that hard labor and little pay?
Darkness.
Well, something else. They had no Xbox, no PlayStation, and no cell phones. Talk about child labor laws. Oh, no. And I can't get my son to take out the garbage. Please be careful as we continue. Again, it may be slippery because that is the pattern of the water. And on our left side is a stalagmite, a dinner plate size trying to grow. Please be careful. We also definitely ask please not to touch these stalactites or stalagmites. But I also offer you please, if the option is to fall, please lean toward this wall versus falling. Nothing in this cave is more important than you. Nothing! Except honeybee, because I'm your way out of here. Please be careful, please.
That's funny.
Please be careful. And now, as we approach this area, I'd like to first let you all know a little more about honeybee, okay? I'm in love with someone. Don't tell my husband. It's William Shatner from Star Trek. So every time I come over here and I look at this, my temperature rises. So I think of Captain Kirk. Okay, so now I'm going to bring up Captain Kirk right now, and he's going to help me explain this. Okay, on the right side of the cave wall is a thermometer. And that thermometer shows a consistent 68 to 70 degrees yearly. Don't feel like it. Because that was a bat. There it is.
It was. Where'd he go?
He's over there.
Right over my head.
Yeah, we got bats flying around.
In love with Captain Kirk as
He went to South America.
This shows that the cave stays at a consistent 68
Bat went back there.
I want to see that.
because of the
And there's
insulating
4 of them.
Tiny bats, aren't there?
Now,
There's 4
I
of them
can't
flying
tell
around.
when that bat come out.
Yeah, they've been going over there back and forth.
I will let you guys know as you're entering this part of this area. You already knew you got a tour guide with two, well, actually, my husband says I got 4 personalities. I only bring 2 to work. So you know you got a crazy tour guide. But guess what today? Today, you're not only getting a tour guide with 2 personalities that I'm bringing to work, you are witnessing history here. Because when those kids came through this area in 38, they met a wall. They didn't let a wall stop them. They took their pickaxes, wheelbarrows, 10-gallon buckets, and they knocked that wall down, and then they tunneled through, and they combined actually 2 caves. So, for $19.95 and free shipping and handling, you're getting 2 caves for the price of 1.
I have my EMF tester right now, just in case we get a reading out here. That'd be truly incredible.
That would be awesome.
You missed it. They're flying over there.
Yeah, Kim's talking about the bats. There's bats all in here. Here's all the old pickaxe marks from the 30s when these guys dug out these caves. Look at that. Golly, them boys worked. Them boys worked. For $1 a day, that's not a... That just don't balance out. Wow, so pretty.
Let's sneak up on them over here.
That the ocean made in this area, the current was much stronger, and they named this room the waterfall room. And at the base of these big calcite towers are smaller rimstone pools like that one in the South American room. And I do 5 tours a day, so I'm also open for suggestions, okay? I need new material. One little girl did tell me this. She said this little guy up here, it looks like from Dr. Seuss Thing 1's hand, pointing down to the stalagmite. That's pretty cool. And the same young lady told me this over here looks like a Labrador retriever or a bear sipping water.
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty cool. And some also says these rimstone pools kind of look like the Great Wall of China. So the cave is for every imagination, every generation. And if you're brave or crazy, you can come over here and look at something beautiful.
Wow.
There are big puddles of water that are filling up with crystal clear water. And one of these pools is so crystal clear, you will actually believe it is empty, but it is filled with water, and you can only tell when a drop of water hits it. Now, this is also the part of the tour where many people look at this water and they get thirsty. And they say, oh, it's so pretty. Can I take a little sip? Or they want to sneak and do it. Or they ask, is it safe to drink the water? Well, remembering when we met so long ago outside, I asked everyone, did you have to go to the bathroom, right? I did that for a reason. Because remember what we learned about this carbonated water. And remember in the other room I said that dirty chocolate pudding was manganese or magnesium. Well, if you combine magnesium with carbonated water, you roughly get something like ammonium MD or a laxative. Okay? So, unless you're constipated, I would not be sipping this cave water. And it's very important to know what you're sipping before you take a trip, okay? All right, now, and one science teacher also did say many people had thought several years ago they had dysentery, but they really only had diarrhea because they kept sipping the cave water. So you better know what's in
Look at all the
water.
fossils up there.
Now, also over
Yeah,
here,
20 of them.
this part of the tour, I
Beautiful.
remember earlier when I said shut the door,
Look
the
at
dragon
that.
would get
It's
out.
loaded in
I
there.
always say that because I call this right here my dragon's lair or dungeon. And I try to prepare the kids to be afraid of the dragon so they won't go running down in there. And I've had many dads run down in there as well. But it's obvious my dragon isn't standing here breathing out fire, so she got out. Now I need to teach the young men something. I said she, my dragon's a girl. Do not assume because it's a girl dragon, she's not deadly, okay? Because women, we all know we can be dragonish and very deadly if we want to. But my dragon, today, she's not dragoness or deadly. She's very nice and beautiful. And I think of her looking at this violet color. And my dragon, because of the violet, is named Elizabeth. Elizabeth Taylor. Some of you youngins do not know her, but I'll tell you this about Elizabeth Taylor. She could run circles around Angelina Jolie any days of the week, and she had as many husbands as days of the week. But when I also look over here, I think of other movies.
That has
not
water
just
in
that
it,
movie star
that little pool right
Elizabeth,
there.
but one
But
little
it's
girl
so
looked at
clear
this
you
big
can't
thing and
even
she
see
told
it.
me this looks like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. So I always say the cave is for every imagination and generation. Then someone from my mom's DNA looked at this and they also said that looks like the Blob from the 1950 movies The Blob. Incidentally, Steve McQueen was in The Blob. And for any of you youngins who don't know Steve McQueen, he is the Leonardo DiCaprio of yesteryear. But most movie lovers like myself, we all look at this and we agree, hopefully, this is from one movie and one thing. Jabba from Star Wars.
Yes.
Jabba the Hutt. Yes. Now, just in case, because there's always one in every family, and they can't use their imagination, this is also why I do the movie thing, so then I can do this segue right here. If you can imagine, look in the ceiling right now. You don't have to imagine. There are literally thousands, millions of real seashells encrusted in the limestone directly above you. This is exciting because not only are you standing under the forest, but you are actually standing under what used to be the sea. Isn't that cool? And what else is really cool over here? This is an ancient sea urchin right there. That is pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
That is pretty cool. Yes, and more calcite. But that is an ancient sea urchin, I'm telling you. That is pretty cool.
They also call it Frankenstein's den as well.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Yes, I like Frankenstein.
Yes, I like
But
it
not
too.
as much as Elizabeth Taylor. Because I like Jerry. What?
Does that connect to anything else
No,
down there?
it's
That
like
was
a
just
dead
an
end.
NK, dead
It's
end?
like a dead end.
That's where the fairies live.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But look at that,
Now
Donnie,
also,
look.
speaking
It was
of
just
that
reading.
violet color, and
It's
you
been going
see the
yellow
green
multiple
right there,
times down
for
here.
any of
Wow.
our
It's
students
really
of
cool.
science, this
Yeah, that's
green
Frankenstein's
pattern
den right
here,
down
this
there. We
falls
crawled
for
down there
algae.
one time
That is
at
not
the last
natural
tour
in
of
the
the day.
cave.
It was awesome.
It goes way back in there, doesn't it?
Yep, I mentioned it in my book, Monsters and Mysteries Around the Corner.
But the white light mimics the sun with photosynthesis and chlorophyll, causing green moss, algae, or mold to grow, which is not natural in a cave. And that is the other reason the rangers really put those violet colored lights or those green lights, because it only occurs where there is white light. Cave crickets will eat that, and then the spiders eat the crickets, and the bats eat the spiders and the crickets. And unfortunately, I have witnessed snakes in the cave that have eaten bats.
Dude, that's an determined snake right there, man. Taking on a bat.
Notice I told y'all that way far from the door. I can't leave. This right here is a white calcite tower.
Beautiful.
Some say it looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Tower of Babel, an upside down ice cream cone, a mermaid's wedding dress, and a white chocolate fountain with strawberries. It's your imagination. It was developed as the waters were cascading in one particular pattern for thousands and thousands of years. Also, up against our wall, right there where my lights are shining, that is said to resemble a sacred heart or a claudia. And it looks like a crown on top of that heart. One lady from Brazil was so emotional about that being a sacred heart. But one young man, he wasn't religious or romantic. He hollered out, "That is not a sacred heart." He said, "That is the Florida Seminole spear." And he did like this. Then I hollered, "Go blue," because I'm from Michigan.
Hey, I'm from Ohio. I'm a Buckeye.
All right, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
All right,
It just went off again.
Go on this next area.
Of course,
This
it could be
area
just,
is
the
called Enchanted
electronics we
Forest.
have down
It's
here,
called
but it is
the
very
Enchanted
cool that
Forest
it's
for
still
two
reading.
reasons. And
Oh, yeah.
one is because there is every form of the stalactite, stalagmite, flowstones, and these kind of mimic petrified trees. And so we call this the Enchanted Forest. This one short hallway has all representations of all of these that are represented throughout the entire cave.
All right, guys.
Some call these pig ears, bat wings,
You gotta change the battery.
and
Stand by.
pig snouts.
Here's the troll hole. We're in the room called the Enchanted Forest. We got behind. I had to change the battery. Look at this. A lot of these were broke off by people. That's why you're not supposed to touch anything. Oh wow, look at that.
And over here, there are nails in the ceiling, right there, and one right there.
This is so pretty, guys. I wish y'all were here.
And
Wow.
we've seen this thing earlier, some of us spoke about it. This white shiny bowl in the ceiling, it looks like that is a white shiny bowl in the ceiling that they actually gave those guys 3 meals a day. One of them had the idea, maybe he was Greek, he put up there and he said, I don't know, but his idea was we put the bowl in the ceiling, hanging that lantern on that nail, it would reflect more
These are
light.
really big.
And that is how they had the idea, and there are about 64 bowls that they've discovered throughout this tour. It's very smart for some young kids, and because the size of that bowl is very big, that's why they can afford to send $25 home to feed their parents, because they were fed every day. Also, this mystery right here.
Wow. It's a big one here.
Because I have a girl dragon, I always say the dragon laid an egg, so we're babysitting for her. But also, what this used to be, as we learned about the stalactite and the stalagmite becoming united in holy matrimony, that is just like this couple here, that's what these guys were doing. So what happened to Daddy? Mother-in-law. Anyway,
Wow.
as they were coming in through that direction, they literally tied a rope around the stalagmite and their waist. As they went and explored, if they lost light, like when we turned all the lights out, they needed a way to find their way back up and out. That's why they tie ropes around it. As a direct result of doing that from 38 to 42, it literally killed it. And now it is just a dead rock. Okay? And you can touch it if you like. But I have to warn the men, this rock has magical powers. It only really affects men because you guys don't like to read GPSs or romance as a whole. And sometimes what occurs, the men trip, hit their heads, and they look down at this rock, and the rock takes over their brain, and it makes them speak another language. Pretend I'm Captain Kirk again. The rock makes them speak another language that only Dr. McCoy can understand. And then they say words yay long that even Spock don't understand. And so we call this the rock of many names.
I'll show you guys the rock in just a minute. There's another little cave right there.
That's their way to find their way back.
Yes. And here again are more buttons that you can touch, get your touch and feel on. Because of course in the cave when we say don't touch, you need something to touch. So they left these buttons. This used to control the lighting, but when Hurricane Michael took the trees, it took the wiring. So when they rewired the cave, they left the buttons just so you all can have something to touch. Because when you say don't touch, that makes you want to touch. Unless you're my husband.
There's the stone she was referring
This also
to.
is, I call the wall of imagination. Some imagine that is icicles. Some say this is jellyfish. And right there, that looks like a skeleton with a tie on. So I always say, I see dead people. And over here, this could be a wolf or a bear growling. Or dog howling. And up here, saber-toothed tiger. And right here, I call this either my T-Rex. Do you see the little head? Yeah. The T-Rex. Or it could be Elizabeth, my dragon. Because since we can't get to the other parts where I call it the dragon, today, the T-Rex is playing the role of Elizabeth Taylor. So this is my dragon, and that's her egg. Now, lastly, remember when I said our tour's like Vegas? You cannot go to Vegas without seeing the king. Ladies and gentlemen, touring forever in 3 days. Elvis Aaron Presley right there. And see, that is just his upper torso. And that's his thick hair and chin. Do you see Elvis? Yes. And he said, thank you very much. And the reason you do not see his bottom is because he doesn't want to get mud on his blue suede shoes in the cave. Elvis has left the building. Please be careful. Please watch your head. Please.
Question before this.
I see the ball.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. I thought they looked like a ball.
That's where they put the little lanterns and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Oh, there it is. I was looking for it. It's right there. Yep. That's the bowls the young men had put in the ceiling when they were cutting this out. I'm sorry. We're at the end of the line. There's another tour guide right behind me.
That's also why we don't get to see a lot of them in cave right Okay. Now, this over here is our version of the Titanic. You can see an iceberg right there, and the ship, and if you look along that wall, you can see the great Titanic bobbing up and down in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, remember I told you I was a movie lover, right? Well, have you all seen the Titanic?
Yes.
Did y'all see that 3-hour movie?
Yes.
Okay, well, you didn't see this version. This is Honeybee's version of the Titanic in 30 seconds. Okay, on the Titanic, there was a cute guy named Leonardo DiCaprio. His best friend is Brad Pitt, who happens to be single, not still married. That's another tour. Anyway, Leo was on that boat with some girl named Rose and got an ancient telegram from Brad that said, Leo, baby, you not getting an Oscar for that movie. Leo got so upset, he called Honeybee on the ancient cell phone, and he said, call him to the stern side of the ship and get me off this boat. First, I had to learn where that was. When I learned it was at the rear of the boat, there was I with my speedboat. Leo jumps in the boat with some girl named Rose, tried to get in the boat, but we knew if we left Rose and stay on that boat, we'd all die, so we left Rose on the boat. As Leo and I sped away, Rose was mad because I had Leo, of course. We could only eat popcorn and watch. Rose ran the ship into the iceberg, and Rose and the dreaded Titanic sank slowly. Thank you. And the Oscar goes to Honeybee. Now, don't worry, young people. They'll be back on the next tour. No one was hurt in the making of my Titanic. Also, if you're hungry now that we worked up that appetite, here's some candy yams or sweet potatoes. And if you need to eat healthy, here's carrots. Right there. And just in case, for all you that were on that gin and tonic, I'm trying to get y'all back to milk. Okay? Here's the milk, but you gotta work for it. You gotta milk the cow. And for an entree, we're serving roasted turkey. And if you're kind of not into roasted turkey, we have left chicken feet. Please be careful, please, as we continue. Yes. And this area, please tall people watch your heads. That's a bit of safety because it's a lot of water. But the main rule of the cave is no touching. No touching. Well, I'm going to teach all you little young men something early. Women find a way around every rule. And this is that.
Stalactites way back there in the back too. It's another room, but we're not allowed in it.
Billy Bailey, and that's his real name, Billy Bailey. He will be stated here.
It's a crack in that one.
As this is an incline, when they came from here, they didn't have this traction. Those kids would literally slip. As the direct result of slipping, they grab it and slip. And then doing that from 38 to 42, when the tours began in 42, the Rangers noticed how shiny it is, which is a direct sign it is technically dead. As I mentioned earlier, the water does all the work. The water will continue to flow, but it is not distributing the minerals. Look at this post right here. It kind of looks kind of dry, and at the very tip, you can see water is dripping. Water is literally running down both of them, but the difference, this is where the minerals build up like a plaque build up. This technically, because of our body oils all over it from touching, the water just runs straight over it. So it will not grow, and it's just as dead as that egg in the other room. And this is where all the school kids come and pose at the pole like, hey. So I was here. You are welcome to touch it, and I do have hand sanitizer if you should want it. All right. Please be careful. As we come to this next area. Name. We just call it the waiting room.
I'll get y'all when you get mine. Yeah.
This room also, doesn't have a name. I can find to its name. That to me kind of looks like an Egyptian pharaoh with a fountain on the side. So you could call this an Egyptian pharaoh. One young lady said if that is an Egyptian pharaoh, it should be called a pyramid. And one lady said this right here looks like the travel light. That's your imagination. And I do have hand sanitizer for anyone.
This is the greatest artist there ever was, the Almighty God. Look back there. Wow.
You can really only go downstairs and turn back around. You can even see the flooding. This is the Catacombs. And down here, they call it the World War I destination Catacombs because it mimics the size of tombs and rooms where they would wrap their deceased in winter. Now, because I mentioned this, the catacombs, Honeybee has to tell you, I have not buried my boss here yet. What's said in the cave stays in the cave. Please watch your head. Oh, yes, absolutely perfect.
They're getting the rabies. They're getting the rabies talk. From the back.
Right back there, they call the one part the Egyptian pharaoh, the mountain troll. Yeah, right there is the Egyptian pharaoh.
Wow.
Right here is the mountain troll. And then right here is the pyramid, or Mount
That's
Everest.
cool. Oh, that's awesome.
I just want to show you real quick, everybody.
Wow.
We're going down to the flooded area. This movie was filmed down here in the cave. And in the flooded areas where there's pretty much an underground lake, they filmed Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre and the Cobra Gator. Pretty awesome movies.
Shark and Saw's
And not a lot of
Women
people know
Massacre.
about them.
Yeah, that movie was filmed here. If you didn't hear him, I'm not sure which microphone I have on right now. But yeah, that movie that Connor has, they filmed that movie here. Shark and Saw, Women's Massacre. Look how clear that water is right there. Crystal clear.
Was Pearl Harbor attack.
Wow. Oh, this is kind of low.
Drafted, and they became soldiers defending our country. Many never made it back home. I had the honor of walking a 93-year-old vet in this cave. Remembering that building that I told you about was building 38 that withstood hurricane, especially Hurricane Michael. That building did not even need a new roof. That is the testament to the greatest generation. And when we were walking him through here, we were in tears thanking him for their contributions. I always then stopped from that day to always remember any who are vets. If any of you are vets, my dad is a deceased Korean vet. I absolutely learned to give my dad the glory that I didn't realize as a kid that he was a hero. He died at 53, suffered from post-traumatic stress syndrome. So I dedicate the rest of my life and just said thank you to anyone who puts themselves in harm's way.
Amen.
Especially during what we're going through right now in our country. If any of you are nurses, doctors, paramedics, CNAs, and that have put yourselves in harm's way and your family, putting them aside, I give you my utmost respect. Lastly, for me, and I do it every tour, it's just me, no one tells me not to. I lastly always thank our men and women in blue. That is not popular for me to do it, but that's why I must do it. I was a divorced single parent in Detroit, 7 Mile and Chrysler area. And literally many nights, the only people I could call were the men and women in blue. I will forever, especially they need to know that we don't all feel like a lot of people think. And I will always stand with and behind our men and women in blue. So if any of you are them, thank you. Now, unfortunately, unless y'all feel like swimming, we have to turn around and go out the side door. And who knows what it's going to be like tomorrow.
You guys watched the Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre movie. Some of the other flooded areas. Well, this is from the recent storm of Hurricane Fred, but some of these areas are just underground lakes and ponds. And, you know, pretty much entrances to the aquifer.
Yeah,
And yeah, the
absolutely.
scenes are awesome that come down here. I just imagine seeing the Cobra Gator and these sharks that could come on the land. It's magical.
Oh, yeah.
The cave.
The cave.
Absolutely.
And the descent.
Yes.
Yup.
It's so pretty in here. I wish you guys could come here and see this in person.
And that was really nice that Honeybee just said.
Yeah, well, if they think it's bad right now, take away law enforcement and see what happens.
Oh, 100%. We see it in most of the cities that are, you know, going against it. Crimes are...
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Greatest artist of all.
Were you the last one, sir?
Yes, I was.
Before the ghost, what was I even talking about?
Oh, guys on their hands and knees.
Yeah. So some of the spots the ghosts were going to have to crawl through were as low as 12 inches in height. And I have an example of that in here. This is what
Guys, I'm trying to pan slowly.
the catacombs
But I'm at the tail end. I gotta catch up to our tour guide. There's Connor and Kim. And it gets kind of low in some areas. Look at that. Amazing. The greatest artist that ever put forth any type of art was the creator himself. I mean, look at this amazing stuff. Wow. I'd give anything to have a home down in a cave like this. Kind of a tight fit. You can hear my bag and my sides hitting the cave walls in some of the areas. And that's all limestone there. Oh, that's a small opening.
Trying to search for the bats and see if I can get them to show themselves.
Yeah, that'll get them out right here.
Yeah. That'd be crazy if they all just stormed out. Batman
I know.
Begins, Bruce Wayne, the origin stories, Arthur Panhandle, Batman.
Come in here and wear me out for strobing them. Is that a... I just wanted to look. Look at that. What an impressive display of
I can't wait to come
creation.
back for the flashlight tour where we have 2 hours, double the time, and you get to have some access to other places. But this is incredible so far.
Oh yeah.
For being flooded, this is an all-access tour, and man, I can't say it enough. But I love the energy from our guide.
You can wear a pair of old tennis shoes and just wade through all that stuff.
Yeah, I thought about wearing my boots down here, but I didn't want to slip in some of the areas.
Yeah, I didn't even think about my boots.
But the electronics are definitely taking a hit. My flashlight died, and the camera went down quick, which is awesome.
Yeah, this light here's got a new battery. That goes down in there a ways. Yeah, luckily I upgraded this one to a lithium battery last year. Oh, got a duck. Okay.
All right. You got all of them that you took in?
I sure hope so. I told the dragon no eating.
Okay.
Look how pretty this is. Let me put the light on it for you.
It's in the South American room. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry about the shaking. I got to shake a little bit.
It wasn't because you saw a monster, right?
No, ma'am. At least I hope I don't.
How'd you like it in here?
It was awesome.
I don't think they'll present themselves down here. This is God's artwork. And there won't be nothing bad down here.
Yeah, film down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you saw them filming it, but this is probably one of the only physical copies you've seen, you know?
Yeah.
We sell it over at the comic book shop in town.
Oh.
Yeah, I always
There's another cave back there.
Doesn't know that a bunch of
Wow.
people filmed here.
For any of you
Have a good one.
who did not like the tour,
Me!
my name is Vanessa.
I don't remember the tour. Can you take us and show it to us again?
Yeah.
I got a short-term memory. I
You
forgot.
can definitely take one left and you'll have to do the tour again, you know?
Oh yeah. Absolutely a pleasure. Beautiful. Now we just need to find this.
Can't see one, man.
All right.
You know, trying to cut our heads off.
in the outside world.
Thank you.
Guys, this is
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
no problem at all.
And
I
I'm
love the
gonna
This
look
is
at
our,
that movie.
Yeah,
this is our
definitely
tour
check it out.
Oh, I
guide.
can't wait. And what was
This-
the second movie you said?
Cobra Gator.
Cobra
This is
Gator.
that
Yup. And Michael Madsen from Reservoir.
coming
Dogs.
out of the cave.
And I'm from Bigfoot Anonymous, and then Kim and Donnie are from Standing Goats Rescue. So you'll have to check out.
Yeah, on
your
YouTube.
video because you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
incredible, and I know the masses will love your energy.
Oh, thank you. Do you have a website or something?
Yeah, I could write it down for you. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah, do that, because I'm old. I don't
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we had a top-notch tour guide, no doubt.
Oh, wait, I gotta clear my glasses up because I can't see.
Oh yeah. Do you have a pen on you by chance? Yeah, I could just type it in your phone too.
Yeah, I got lipstick. I don't have a pen. And at the end, that way is where the regular cave ends. If y'all just wanted to see them trees knocked down.
And the that trail back there is open
it's
too right now.
open,
Yep.
yeah.
We're gonna walk that.
Yeah, that's Honeybee. This is our guide today. She done a superb job, a fabulous job. But you guys got to hear her firsthand. We will have this posted, and a lot of people will see who you are.
Oh, okay. And I really encourage y'all to come do our VIP tours 6 to 8 at night. And what I always say is, I do it better in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that.
We're gonna bring Rosie
Absolutely.
up here,
Okay.
and she's at. She's
What
at
an
school
awesome,
right now. She's
awesome
kinda upset that
experience.
we didn't bring her. So she's like, I came to school. I said,
We're gonna take a walk down and check some of the little trails here.
Okay.
Or
So stand by just a minute.
Okay.
here this way.
Oh, we'll go this way because
We're
there's a
gonna-
little loop through the forest back here.
Yeah, we're gonna walk around a little bit, let you guys see some of this. It's really pretty out here, even with all the damage the hurricane done. Everything's coming back. It's just the small stuff. The foliage is overtaking everything. But a lot of the trees did survive over here. That's a miracle, because just down the road is Taria
That will take us
State
to the
Park.
other spot and the other cave too.
and Taria got slammed.
Yeah, that flooding has definitely picked up ever since Fred.
Yeah, there's the flooding. Wow, yeah, it's definitely flooded. The entrance to the cave, the original entrance we couldn't get to, is down here. You can see the water should be way out there, and it's all the way up here.
I wouldn't be wading out there because you'll go down.
Yep, and I'm sure there are tons of cottonmouths out there waiting for you.
Yep, and the copperheads got displaced from the water. Yeah, they'll definitely be everywhere. Yeah, this is the other entrance, isn't it?
Yeah. And we didn't get to see it, but it was really cool how it first opened up as a tree fell over and then it peeled some of the rock with it, and then they located the original cave.
Yeah, this is the
I'm gonna get in trouble.
This might be the back entrance or maybe the main one.
yeah, this
Or this
is
might be
the
where we're supposed to come out of.
I think this is where it's supposed to come out at.
thing. I'm just gonna poke my head in it.
It's flooded.
There's the back door right there, which they got it locked so we can't get in. But years back they didn't have a door on it, and it was open, but
I gotta get a
people
picture in here, so don't-
people were coming here by way of the river. They would come down in canoes and little john boats, and I know that to be fact because some of my friends did it back in the around 88 or 89, and you're not allowed to do that. And when I seen what they were doing, me and my friend I came with, Eddie, we left. And what makes it funny is they got lost and they didn't find their way out to the following day, and they all got caught by the game warden and the police, and they were fined, and it was a pretty harsh fine. All the trees down this Hurricane Michael can see all the natural limestone.
It's an awesome little lizard. He's silver and gray and white, blends in perfectly with the rocks.
That's a little oak lizard. Hey, buddy.
He's brave too.
Then again, he may be blind.
Yeah.
He's just winging it. I know, there's a lot of them. And all of this limestone has fossils in it. No. No, that's the oak lizard. That's them big gray ones that we have that'll bite the tar out of you. There's some of them stalagmites starting.
There's a real cool video on 2Egg TV where they go into the old Indian cave. That's another one that it's closed to the public, but certain people can enter it, and they found a lot of artifacts in there. The footage down there is just incredible. But there's like 27 known systems just in this park. So it's really crazy just to think like what's under our feet right now.
Absolutely. That's big, huge chunks of limestone. They look like they were pushed up. You can see the formations from the water wear on them. Oh, that's beautiful. A lot of pock marks in it from water dripping. Yeah, that's a big tree. Look at that sweet gum. That thing's 4 foot thick. Wow. There's an old, I guess an old root or something went through that at one time. Oh, the roots are in that limestone there.
I love seeing the difference of the terrain. It's truly a paradise for all the animals, bugs, wildlife, supernatural that's out here.
Absolutely.
There it goes.
Absolutely.
Right there.
I'm keeping my eye out for the red velvet ant. I think we saw a couple when we were along the Pacola last time.
Yeah.
But I've been doing my research, and their bite is one of the most painful bites.
It will hurt you.
It will. Yeah, it'll definitely bring tears to your eyes.
Coyote Peterson, he's a fellow Buckeye. He gets bit by these exotic creatures, and it's a good way to, firsthand test it. And he was in pain and in tears for 30 minutes, and I was thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get bit. Before I saw that video, I was like, oh, I want to get bit.
You don't want to get bit.
I'll put it on TikTok or something.
Yeah,
and
not.
I watched that, I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can handle it. And
yeah, the local name for those ants is cow killers or cow ants.
Yeah.
And they're actually a hornet without wings.
And you can't kill them suckers by stepping on them.
That's what they said. Their outer shell is super powerful.
Yeah, if you take a pair of needle-nose pliers and pick him up, his stinger comes out. It's about a 1/2 inch long, but it's he can directionally bend it to hit you. And you'll see the stinger coming out, and he'll feel all around the needle nose trying to, find a spot where he could prod you with it.
Yeah.
But you do not want one of them to sting you.
Mm-mm.
I had one get in my Croc shoe one time and got me on the side of my foot. And there isn't much that burns like that.
Yeah.
Back when you could go barefoot, I stepped on one.
Yeah, I do not do barefoot.
That was not fun.
I can imagine. American beech tree.
A felled American beech tree.
Yeah, at least
That's
the post.
Hurricane Michael.
Yeah, the post survived though. This is really thick out here, guys. Really, really thick, really pretty. And there's forest outside of the boundaries of this park. This is also forest. Look at that. It's a really cool little flower. They're all over right here. And
I think now would be
beautyberry.
a good time for me to thank the kind people from Standing Goats Rescue as well. And I'm definitely going to do more thank yous along my journey. But Donnie, thank you so much for, you know, opening the door for people to help me along my journey. And I just got the GoPro 8. I had it rolling in the cave. Airada Imagery also sent me a drone, and then they're sending me a backpack too. So thank you so much, Britton. And there's so many other good people that have reached out, and even just positive vibes and support. I thank everybody for anything they've ever done for me and just tuning into this journey. I just want everybody also to send some more positive vibes out for my mom's missing cat, the little one. It's tearing me up a little bit just because our animals are like our babies, but then that's my mom, so having to deal with it is just tough, man. And I hope she comes home safe, just so that way that storm that doesn't linger with us forever, because it does. It finds a way. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But of course, the electronics have took a little bit of hit underground, but that will not slow us down.
Yeah, he's got his backup battery arrived, and I got it to him today. He just gotta get it charged, and we're gonna try to find him. They put the battery chargers on sale fairly often, but you just have to find, usually Walmart or Best Buy will have them on clearance.
That was me.
And we got to find him a double charger, because they come with an extra battery also, and that'll give him 3 batteries.
Yeah, well, give me 4 actually, because I
4 batteries, yeah.
bought one.
Oh, good deal.
But yeah, we really need the charger just because when I charge the camera out of the wall, it heats up a lot, and you know, years of that won't be good for the camera, so we just have to get the
without the charger, you got to plug your camera up and charge the battery in the camera, and it takes longer, but it heats the camera up really hot. They're built for it, but you do that, you know, 4 or 5 dozen times, I'm sure it has an impact on the life of the camera.
That image right there gives me Jurassic Park vibes. Like, these trees are hundreds of years old, ginormous.
Yeah, they're enormous, no doubt.
Incredible things.
I'm coming.
Look at the size of that magnolia right there. That's a big one.
This is where the velociraptors come out.
100%. The lost world.
Look at that. That is a huge tree.
It's an old tree.
Oh, wow.
Look, honey, you can tell by the rings on the tree where they cut them. Count the rings, and somehow they get their age on the tree.
It's crazy.
And then they carbon date it, and some of these trees go back like thousands of years old.
Jesus. They watched the Native Americans settle here then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Look at these crazy flowers.
Probably
I
edible
wonder
too.
if there's still any around here.
Yeah, 100%. I think so. I think
bizarre.
the ancient ones are surrounding us.
They got seeds on them.
They're pods. And they bloom
Yeah,
open.
there's the seeds.
See? Look. They bloom open.
Yeah, they're all over right there. I don't know what that is, what kind of plant that is.
Wow, it feels awesome.
Yeah, they're all over out here. They're thick, all up in there.
Say what it is.
Feels like a kitty cat.
Yep. Makes you wonder if they used it for clothing.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. When it gets cold in the winter, they had to do something. Probably good for fire too.
Of
Starting
course.
fire.
We won't say that now.
Kindling. Yeah, no doubt.
Look, that is an old tree. Was an old tree.
Yeah, Hurricane Michael got it.
Well, I think it was petrified to begin with, and it was dying. They cut it. See, they cut it, but you could tell by the. See the
That's
ring?
hard. This
You count
ain't.
the
It's rotted
rings.
right there.
And I forget how many. My biology classes, as it said, like eons ago.
Yeah.
And so it's so many years. I think it's like 5 or 10 years from the rain. Maybe more than that. But that was an old tree. Look.
It takes
Look, that's a big skink. That's a red-headed skink. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see them. They are huge lizards. I mean, massive. They're like the bulldog lizard. He's right on this. I think he should be right here somewhere. I'll get him to come out.
You got your muscadine vines.
Oh well.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of muscadine over on your
Oh,
property.
look. See?
Or something.
Yeah, here's the muscadines,
But
the
it's
wild
not grown.
grapes.
It's
There's
not
one.
ripe.
These are big ones. But they'll be coming ripe. Each little region around here is different. These are large. They got really good soil here. Look at that.
Now they could be the scuppernons too. And scuppernons don't change color, but they get really big.
Is it considered a fruit?
Yeah, it's a grape.
Wow. It's okay. So
It's a wild
not
grape.
Awesome.
But you got muscadines and then you've got scuppernons.
Okay. We had grapevines in my house growing up, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love them.
I wonder what kind of grapes those were up in the north in Cleveland.
Yeah, there's one of them right there. Fell. There's several on the ground.
Yeah.
They're dropping from overhead. Yeah, you can see them all up in the vines there.
Once they turn purple,
Yeah.
they're good to eat.
Oh yeah.
Once they turn purple, you need to let them grow a little bit because if
Yeah, they're really good. You see, like, there's one right there.
then they're not
See that one hanging right here?
Yeah.
Look at all them right there that's ripe.
Oh wow.
Should be able to, you probably knock a few down. Oop. Oh. Yeah, there were some ripe ones. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get out of the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Try to get one too.
Yeah, we'll find another one. There's a vine right there. That doesn't
What's up, fellas?
have any on it.
Chilling. You get some good photos yet?
Oh, we're gonna get the photos.
Oh, heck yeah. Definitely take some that you're not looking at the screen as well, because there's been a ton of like apparitions caught, and it helps when you're not looking at it. So just take some random photos too, you know, just snap away. Take it easy, bro. Have a good one, y'all.
I'm looking to see if there's any more of the muscadines. Let me swap cameras. I think I'm on the backwards camera. Stand by, guys. Alright, had to check my microphone. I thought I was on the wrong microphone to where you wouldn't be able to hear me.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I recorded 2 chapters late last night of me reading, and I was like, oh, that's going to take up some of the space for the MD cards, or the SD cards, so I stayed up kind of late, and I trimmed them up, and I uploaded them overnight, and I was very thankful that there was no problem, because then, you know, my SD card was cleared enough.
Oh yeah, yeah, we got to get you a bigger one.
Yeah, these 32 ones, they go quick. We need 120 million now. I need about 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, I have 2. I don't fill one up all the time, but I have filled it before.
It'll be perfect for Tennessee, because it's probably just going up to Tennessee. I'm going to get 30
It's really
minutes
thick in
footage,
here.
and then a whole weekend there while camping with the cowboy, and I'll have a whole nother 2
yeah.
hours of footage.
Yeah, I'm gonna step to the side and let them pass.
Yes.
I don't move that fast. It's kind of working on my legs. It's really pretty out here.
The unrooted, and then something stuck in there like a tomahawk head.
There's a piece of limestone right there. I wonder if it's got any fossils in it.
Yeah,
It's got one right there, right?
Little indentation. I think so. Oh man,
ants.
look at
Yeah, I
that.
bumped that and got the fire ant
You
started.
got them going.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's limestone all up in this this tree
I want
trunk.
to see the coquina rock.
There's a big one there.
Where's that at?
You never seen coquina rock?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a shell rock. It's
Yeah.
a rock of compressed shells. It's called coquina.
It's very brittle.
Very brittle.
Huh.
And there's another piece right there.
I've heard of some type of rock that it's some kind of nut that they eat overseas, and it's supposed to like give you a buzz, and then they put some kind of limestone thing in their mouth because it cuts up their gums and it goes right to the blood.
Yeah, that's in Africa. And I actually,
Beetle nut. Yeah, the beetle nut.
it's big. What they do is they cut it up. Look at there, there's some fossils on that one. There's some cool fossils in it. You see them?
Yeah, that is sweet.
Down in there?
Yep.
Coquina rock.
Dang. So much history. Millions of years.
There's fossils all in this stuff, guys. There's a pretty little shell fossil there. Yeah, that nut you're talking about, they had in Africa, you're going to work over there, we have to meet the tribe chief. And it's just to keep the peace, you know, because we're bringing a foreign vessel to work out of a third world country. And when the chiefs come, they bring some type of food or some type of gift, and a lot of them you trade out. But this particular chief, he brought these big, it's a type of fruit, but it's the seed, the nut part of it is inside. And it's very tough. It resembles an apricot seed. It's huge. But you cut it and you get you a chunk of it and you chew on it. And it tastes, it's nasty, it's really bitter. But he did not tell us that it would cause hallucinations. And me and the captain we were tore up on the boat. Captain loved it. He kept his. The one the chief gave me, I chunked it. I couldn't handle that stuff, but it was like a peace offering. They come on board and then he passed it to me and Captain West. We both got one and we got a little piece of it and chewed on it with the chief. And then I'd give him some bottles of shampoo and conditioner, and Captain West would give him a couple of items as a blessing, and you know, so we could work in that country without being attacked by the tribes. Look at the mushrooms, those are cool.
They're gravitating towards it because this is the national champion Florida elm. The champion tree is the largest known example of its species right here.
And it's dead.
Sadly,
thanks to Hurricane Michael.
It looks like the Devil's Tower now.
Yeah, there's part of it over there, I believe. That's a shame. But, you know, just...
It's the natural way. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It's creating millions
Everything
of
dies.
opportunities.
I mean, the only thing constant in life is change.
100%. The only thing that never exists is coincidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if it don't change, it goes stagnant. It's got to change.
You gotta make sure you wear deodorant, because if you're not sure, note the pun.
I'm gonna need some deodorant for work today. I'm definitely worked up a sweat.
Yeah, it's hot.
Because it won't be a secret for much longer.
Yeah, there's a bunch of humans in the air today, that's for certain.
Just think the Sasquatch can smell it from a mile away.
I know, that's...
The processed food, artificial sweat,
Yeah,
all of it.
that's beautyberry right here, baby. This is beautyberry. They're not fully developed yet, but that's them.
Looks similar.
Yeah, they get really thick and dense, the little berries on them. And they'll stain your clothes.
Well,
You get the juice on you.
all these berries out here, the Indians use for dyes. They would boil it down for making dyes for leather and stuff, and cloth and whatever.
Probably their tattoos too.
Yep.
And there's a big oak there. I believe it's a white oak. Can't
Look at that.
quite see the top of it. Just look at that. That's a
And
big
it
tree.
was big. It was big until Michael got it, because it was bigger than that. See?
It's really thick out here, but it's...
Yeah, some good old snake skin.
Yeah.
So we know they're near. I was just gonna say that.
That's a wide snake skin.
Capital over there.
Yeah, that's either, I would guess, a copperhead or a moccasin in this
Oh
area.
man, this looks like a rubber tree. And the reason we call it rubber tree because it's your pod when it falls down.
No, that's a magnolia, baby.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is
Not a
magnolia. That is.
Look, see? We used to have one of these.
Well, what is this? It's got fruit on it.
It's a, oh shit.
Eat some of it.
No,
Tell
you
me
don't
how
eat
it
it.
works out.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
just,
eat it.
well, if you survive, then I'll get me some of them.
No, then that would be up to you because you have to sacrifice your life for me.
Well, I made the decision on that, and I chose to sacrifice yours instead.
Uh-huh.
We could make some wine and then just give it out to, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm full anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't eat this morning. You need to taste it. Morning glory had already bloomed and fell off the vine. Well, darn. I like the morning glories. Beautiful. It's a really thick area, but it's peaceful, quiet out here. Even with all the people, there's a lot of people out today. That's like a whole chunk of limestone embedded inside that root ball. That is so cool. There are a lot of Indian airheads out in this area, but the government claimed them, the state, and so you can't keep them. You can look at them and photograph them, but you're not allowed to actually take them. There's a beauty berry there. I'm looking for some mature muscadines. That's a good heavy muscadine vine on that tree. It's engulfed it. I don't see no fruit on that one. We've seen several that have fruit on them, but there's not many that are ripe. Oh, all of this is limestone that I'm walking on. And look at the old wagon track through that. It's wild. I guess that was the carts, the trolley carts back when they had actually dug out the cave to open it up. And this is that, I think this is the gift shop here. I think we're back. Oh, it's hot. Alright, well I'm gonna run inside for a minute, cool off. It is very warm out here. We'll see you in a minute. Alright, we're going down a different path now. Brother Connor is leading the way.
Yeah, we're heading to the tunnel cave. Honestly, my favorite part that I've experienced here in the campground. They had this path closed off for the last 2 years, and the last 2 times I was here, it was closed off. So last night, I was in a debate with my own head, and I was telling myself, I don't care if it's closed off, I'm going to go get some footage.
Hurricane Michael
I arrived this morning,
did this.
and it was waiting for me, wide open. So I actually came here this morning and felt the vibrations. Definitely special.
Yeah, Connor's taking us to a cave. I've never been to this one, I don't think. But we'll find out in a minute. It's very pretty today. It's not as hot as it has been. It's actually really nice. Just humidity's quite high. A little rough on the old breathing bags. There's more limestone. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's flooded still.
I'm not walking in that.
Yeah, Kim, I don't think you can with your tennis shoes. Donnie, it's going to get kind of deep too. I don't know if...
Yeah, how much dry land is on the side of it?
I don't know about enough to get all the way back, but decent amount. Sadly, I think these will go higher than your boots.
Oh, definitely. They're almost, you got 3 inches from the top of yours. Yeah.
That's when you take off the socks and the shoes and you walk.
Yeah, you're just about over your boot, Connor. Oh.
Getting close.
Yeah, that was real close. I don't know if you guys can see.
I've been waiting 2 years for this.
This is a tunnel that comes out the other side. Connor said he's been waiting 2 years for this. They had it closed off because of all the trees down. He just went over his boot.
The Native Americans actually used to live under here, and they found artifacts and a bunch of old relics down here. But once it's drier and we come back for the flashlight tour, we will definitely do the whole trip.
Yeah.
That was really cool just to be back here. I've been waiting for 2 years, man, since the very first time I was here coming by. But yes,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
very cool.
I'm just looking. I want to see if I can get up under the edge right here. Hopefully there's no snakes. I can do it from the picnic table if it ain't floating. Nope, it ain't floating. Watch it flip over with me. Oh,
This would be a perfect place to camp out overnight.
Oh yeah, this is nice and cool. But there's a cave. I don't know how much of it you guys can see. It goes back a pretty good ways. It's probably, looking at it, I would say around 75 to 80 feet.
Yeah, the signs say I think 100, so it's just
100.
about there.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take the camera as far as I can go back.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. For what the Standing Goats Rescue people have done for me, this is the least I could do. Honestly, the only thing that's holding me back is my boots getting completely filled up, you know? I would just...
Yeah, it should be shallower toward the side.
Yeah, I might have to just army crawl down here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll ruin my phone and everything, but it'll be worth it.
Camera on you to catch that.
I was going to have you hold mine, too. That would have been funny.
Is it on?
No, I turned it off. No worries, though.
It's still on. Do you want me to hit record?
Yeah, you can record it. Why not? You could videotape my boots filling up.
Let's see. Oh.
It would be cool to army crawl all the way back there. It is definitely a very cool cave. And on the other side, at the other mouth right there, it opens up very wide. I have a couple pictures in my old books there, but we will return again. But just feel the ancient presence down here. You feel safe. It's protected. I'm not worried about much down here.
Yeah, Connor almost went over his boots down here. You see where he's at.
Yeah, I think it gets really deep right in this area.
If you read it, it says floodplain.
Yeah.
And of course, after Tropical Storm Fred, this will be just waiting for us. Man, maybe the Cobra Gator or the Sharkensaw Woman's Prison Massacre predators are back there. But this is also a location to these sci-fi movies, so it's a magical time. And I'm just very thankful to share this early morning. Thanks again for hitting me up late night, Donnie. This was an awesome surprise.
Absolutely. You still see the water dripping from overhead.
Oh, that is so awesome down there.
So close to coming over his boots. He did go over his boots further back.
Yeah, my feet are soaked right now, but hey, that's the Florida in me.
Yeah, I think those are 18-inch boots. I believe. I've got the same pair. They're 18. They're really tall.
That's when the hip waders come in.
I definitely need the knee-high, I want to say gator boots, but snake boots.
Oh yeah, snake boots. We'll certainly hook you up. It's got all these little burrows that go back into it, little micro caves. Connor said often it's a magical place, and that it is a beautiful place. It's appreciated that they took the time to bring us over here, so thank you, Connor.
Oh, no problem at all. That's what cool places are for, to show your friends and just share memories, and that's what I'm all about. I hope everybody comes and checks out the Florida Caverns here in the panhandle of Florida. Not far off the highway. Got it? You can fall in and knock me over if you want.
As hot as it is, that's probably a welcoming sight right now.
Yeah, my feet feel really good. My eyes are like drenched in sweat, so I was thinking about just diving in real quick.
All right, Connor, I just stopped it.
Thank you.
Be on that little edge right there.
This kind of reminds me of the Alamo Cave with the overhang above and then a whole nother system of trees in existence before. It really shows
absolutely.
us what
Thank
lies
you.
beneath.
I want to see what the carbon dating of this cave is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that's really thick. That overhead, that ledge that forms the roof of this cave, it is really dense. If you remember back in the cave tour, the honeybee, our cave guide, was talking about the rounded formations in the limestone, like that big one right there. That's from the seawater when the ocean covered this area, where it was sloshing and banging against the limestone, and just it weathered away them domed areas. It's quite amazing. Quite amazing.